Hello, and it's that time again to talk about Hulu's Marvel's Runaways. This time, episode 4,
Yes, 4.
15. I'm
I
assuming
really didn't get that. Well, maybe 15 years for when they do the sacrifice? Is that what they're referring to?
the kids are 15.
No, I thought they were 17.
They're
Because
whatever.
that's the age of the people that they have to kill, and
They were killing 16-year-olds and whatnot.
16, 17-year-olds, yeah.
Either way,
That's around
it's been one.
age their
It's
kids
been
are.
one a year for 15 years. That's how many sacrifices the bride have under the belt. That's why it's called 15. I'm assuming. Because, so this episode really, God, the first half is, I don't want to say boring, but nothing really, like, yeah, Gert gets some information, Gert and Caroline actually pseudo team up to pull some information off of her mom, of Carolina's mother, his laptop.
Yeah, there's more towards the middle, though.
That was, most of the stuff that happens middle to end.
Yeah.
Like, the very beginning is just, bringing up that, yeah, Chase is ostracized from the lacrosse team because, these jackasses are making a huge deal. I complained about this last episode.
Yeah, it's
when they were talking
really
about
another complaint, though.
It really is because
that bad.
They are. It really is that bad.
Chase could just simply tell what
literally,
happened, and they
when the coach is like, "Well, whatever's gone through, can we push that?" All he has to do is turn around and go, "No, coach, I can't work with some rapists." Boom.
End of story.
Or literally, these guys are doing it mid-school, trying to make beef out of this, when the beef it's not that it's a non-issue, obviously, because rape is it is a huge issue, but this is kind of proving why stupidity is stupid. Because these guys are trying to make this huge deal mid-school, mind you, about just going, look, why don't we look past it and everything like that. And they're trying to make it as though Chase
is the one that's doing wrong, that he needs to apologize.
And that's exactly it. Literally turn around and go, fine, I'm sorry I caught you guys trying to rape someone. But that is what pisses me off about it, because there are a lot of people like that do try and sweep it under the rug. But the problem here is that this isn't so much sweeping it under the rug as he has a way to end this entire storyline solely by going, this is what happened. And even if he doesn't want to tell Carolina, because I understand him wanting to try and protect her from what could have happened.
Even though he kind of does.
Well, he does eventually at least tell her, because she directly confronts it, because rumor mill in the school. But oh my God, is it an infuriating storyline? Like, so that story pseudo comes to a head here, because she finally finds out what happened, and she finally takes off her bracelet again, which
it's kind of cool.
It is kind of cool. Caroline has always been my favorite rainbow lesbian. In the comics, she's a lesbian.
Yeah, I know. I got that. And I was actually wondering.
And maybe that's what.
I was wondering if they were hinting at that, because they panned to the girls kissing, and then she's like, "Yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna take this off."
Maybe.
Thought.
Like, maybe that's why she did it in the first episode. But at the same time, it's one of those. I still hate this love triangle that they're doing with Chase. So, because Carolina clearly, she has a friendship attraction to Chase. I don't get their chemistry, at least from her, as I want to tap this jock.
No.
Whereas Chase is definitely, wow, she's hot. I totally want to tap that. To an extent, like, he is still Mr. Nice Guy about it, but it kind of ruins a lot, you know what I mean? Because... And Gert actually turns around in this episode to say, I'm sorry, I keep calling your church,
cult.
Yeah. Much. Which actually it's a nice scene, like, when Caroline and Gert go to the, to her house, to Carolina's house to try and find info, with rites and passages, seeing what the, special ultra level of the Church of Gibberim is. It's really nice to see that they actually have some decent chemistry together, because we really don't see them interact outside of, oh, you're blonde and pretty, you must be a bitch, versus, you know what I mean, kind of
Yeah.
thing. So it was really nice to see that. Um, More Pride stuff happened because they need to try and sacrifice again, which I liked. That
Yeah.
like the Pride is actually really scrambling, and you see a lot of the divides that's happened really grow on this because Gert's parents, the Yorks,
They're just
well,
terrified of the whole pride
they
situation
are,
now. They
which
want out.
I always hate. Like,
They're afraid of getting out too.
and that's very true. It's you see that they have this fear and everything like that. And Old Lace escaped at the end of the last episode,
Yeah.
so they're literally going.
Which was she was apparently in the house the whole time. Why they didn't search the house first?
What annoys me is still in the first episode where, you had Gert, both Gert and Molly have apparently been feeding all the animals in the lab. Why didn't they notice the big door that says "keep out"
Yeah.
before? Because it wasn't hidden like in Chase's dad's lab where he had the coffin hid, the teleportation dematerialization coffin thing.
Yeah.
He has that hidden behind something. This is not a hidden door. This has
right
been there,
out there.
and that kind of annoys me because they're like.
But when you glanced at it the first time around, when Molly first saw it, it really actually looked like a huge bird, not a dinosaur.
Well, birds are dinosaurs, honey. Evolution and whatnot.
Yeah.
But no, please state what you love about Old Lace ever so much.
The nose ring.
Yes, she loves that nose
I don't
ring.
know why. You see it better this time around.
Well, that's true, but yeah, actually, I will say that I don't dislike the CG they used for her.
No, it's really good. Well,
My problem
it's
is
a little sketchy. Go to pet her.
Well, when they go to pet her, it's sketchy because they switch it to an actual model dinosaur head. So the problem is that the CG really does not mesh with what the practical effects they have look like. So it's really awkward. And I kind of wish they had more. In the comics, Old Lace has a lot of personality.
Mhm.
While yes, doesn't talk or anything like that, she really does at least convey more emotion.
Maybe it's because they're not connecting and not knowing each other yet. Maybe she's not. Maybe
Well,
she's on guard too.
well, that could be it. Although Molly does punch Old Lace, which kind of was nice.
Well, kicked her
Or
and
kicked.
then
They were about to do the yeah
punch,
thing, and then it was
Gert's
stopped.
like, stop.
It was just like I want to say the last episode really had great character building with the Pride. This actually focused on the York family a lot more than any other storyline.
Yeah.
I want to say, and it worked out really well to me. Like, because while we didn't get a ton, actually we did get a ton of Pride stuff this one. With Robert, Nico's dad, and Chase's dad getting arrested because they.
Meanwhile, Nico and Alex are at the police station
because she's going to report
she's making connections between Destiny and her sister
Amy. Although, to me, I think they're going to say that the Amy thing was because they failed, because of they didn't do something right with Gibberim or something. So that was one of they took her out of the equation kind of thing. Saying Gibberim killed Amy for them failing him or something. Not that the Pride was trying to kill Amy.
Maybe. I don't know.
Although at the end of this episode, Alex gets kidnapped.
Yeah, that was weird.
Although I did kind of dig the joke, who here drives a silver Prius? And like everyone in the coffee shop raises their hand.
I know, like 3 people. Like Alex doesn't even pay attention, and then they said something like, I don't remember what they said.
It was
and like, oh shit, that's me.
His bumper sticker. Mother rides a TARDIS. And my problem with that is this Alex, while he is definitely fleshed out as a character and everything like that, in fact,
Well-rounded.
probably the best character, of the new show, of this show.
I
He's
don't know.
not a nerd.
I think he's kind of meshing into the background now.
And that's true. They're trying to bring, well, at least in this episode, they really do. He does fall back into, but he's not a prominent character. He's tagging along with Nico. God, my hair is terrible. I know, we look at all the videos, my hair is always terrible. But, he just tags along with Nico. Gert and Carolina have their thing. Chase has his big, well, I'm done with lacrosse because these guys are assholes moment, and generally it's finally the kids reaching. Oh, and Alex has a gun to protect himself. The end.
Yeah, that he found in his dad's.
I will say the
stuff.
the scene that besides the Yorks, because I liked that storyline and how Tina, Nico's mom, kind of comes off as a terrifying bitch.
Yeah,
she is
that she knows everything that's going on.
Yeah, she's terrifying. So it becomes this, okay, you feel that the Yorks, can't leave. But my problem with it is we never see why the Yorks would turn around and go, you know what? One kid, let's kill some kids. It's going to be fine.
Yeah, I can never see them being
And
okay
that's what,
with that sacrifice.
Like, I was hoping that in the
Weird.
first couple episodes, they were just putting on a front for the kids, being the granola eating, that kind of parent. But then we
But
see
that kind of really is just them.
Yeah, and like and it's
I
only
wish they'd go back and say how everybody got in the pride.
I'm really hoping that that's going to be an episode later, in that they do turn around and do that. But until that point, it's one of those, like, I understand why pretty much every other parent will do it. I get the motivations for every other parent, except for the Yorks, which I'm hoping they do. Maybe they did change because maybe it was after they killed someone, and then it was like, oh my god, I can't believe we have to do this every year. I don't think we can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we see a shift into where they are, because I think it's that second. It's like that second episode.
They probably could think of it scientifically at first.
Well, and that's very true, especially since.
And now it's weighing on them because it's human.
Yeah, it's because that's how come everyone is so rich and powerful in the Pride is this. So, like, they could easily justify it, early on, but then want to stop.
Yeah, they all want to stop. Technically,
as much as I say I really like moments of this episode, I can barely remember, and we literally just stopped watching it.
And came back to it.
I do want to say there is one really good scene that I loved, sort of. I wish they played it out a little bit more, but Chase is working on the Fistigons in his dad's lab.
Yeah, that's a good scene.
And his dad pulls in, and his dad has not been having a good day. Or a good week, really.
No, not at all.
Because, he failed to dematerialize to sacrifice Destiny, so he assumably had to kill her, and that's why she wound up on the beach dead. He just got arrested. Luckily, they do have a detective in their pocket, so he's just been
was the same detective that they called when Amy died.
Yeah.
Which is why Nico freaked the fuck out and got out of the police station.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Exactly.
But, he does his usual kind of dickish thing. Like, Chase is like, oh my god, Dad, caught me, I just wanted... And then his dad, picks up the Fistigon, throws it on the ground.
And I think his dad stopped and reacted because of Chase's reaction to that. Like, god damn it, I knew you would do that if you found this.
Exactly.
And his dad kind of realized, instead of reacting back, he actually had feelings. Rather than turning into an asshole.
Well, and that's true. It's like...
Which was nice to see.
But Chase's dad is like, sit down. But then he goes, tell me about what these do,
Yeah,
and
what
he
is it called?
Pretty much what he's doing is something that I have kind of done before. No, I'm not that bad.
No.
Let's rephrase. But because,
originally
Chase
been
has
mad at something and then realizing...
Well, no. His dad realizes, okay, Chase has that in his head. He has, it is perfection in his head, and he's just trying to translate it out. So, to saying, sit, tell me about it, tell me what it does, because it is as perfect as it will ever be in Chase's mind. So, with how bad, James Marsters, I don't care what his actual character name is. It's
You're
James
terrible.
Marsters.
I think it's Victor.
No, because
No.
Victor is Victron.
Whatever.
Sorry.
I don't remember his name.
But anyways, and he wants to feel the passion that his son has for this project. So what he's doing is, okay, son, tell me about it, because it'll make him feel better and maybe make him feel like, his entire world's not falling apart. Because let's be honest, out of all the pride right now.
Okay, let's step back and let me have a little bit of pride for my son.
And that's it. Like, he plays the character very good when it comes to, carrying the weight, but also being a douche. But he's a douche because he does feel, you get the layers of the character.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's totally sympathetic, because he is kind of...
I think he is a little schizophrenic.
Schizophrenic?
Or just, yeah, I don't know, with the whole
hallucinating thing?
Dead body thing,
Well, I think they're going to be... That could easily be maybe
really
Gibberim doing its thing. Because literally, they are now officially overdue with...
Because was that a random person that he thought he killed, or was that his wife he thought he killed?
Honestly, it kind of looked like his wife.
Yeah, I think he was imagining that
was she in this episode?
She was when they were at the meeting.
You're right. She actually was at the meeting. You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But, so overall, I liked parts of this episode, and this is definitely another setup episode, like how number 2 was.
Yeah, definitely end with more questions.
Like, Alex is taken. I think that's going to be Darius. Darius was the dude from the first episode who was trying to extort Alex's parents. You remember him? So I think that's going to build off of that. What else? The Yorks know that Gert and Molly now know about old Lace.
That was kind of cute. How excited
it was actually quite nice. Like, I dug it because
I like Gert's happy emotions. They're fun.
And I actually loved the because this actually another storyline was in the very first episode. Gert's handing out her, let's stomp the patriarchy pamphlets.
Yeah, she has a little groupie.
And now she has, and then apparently this episode was set on the date that it was supposed to, meet for the first time.
It's like, I'm going to wait till tomorrow. Caroline!
And these people, these 3 very stock, these are totally the people who would go to conquer the patriarchy, including I'm assuming it was a man, just saying, with an I'm with Gert shirt, which is just an I'm with her shirt with the H crossed out and G and a T, Yeah. Well, might as well use the Hillary merchandising. Anyways, so final verdict. It was a decent episode with a lot of setup for future events.
Yeah.
Some things did end, like, hopefully we don't have to put up with any more of this stupid rape storyline. Or attempted rape, technically. Because it feels forced.
Yeah, it's...
And by that I mean, there's 50 billion ways to get out of it.
I get that they're kind of using it as a reason for Chase and Caroline to interact, but
it's...
find something else.
My problem with it is that it's a non-issue. This isn't like, he caught a teacher trying to rape her. Where, you could see a very big, divide between authority versus,
Yeah.
So if he came forward... No, he is on equal footing. In fact, Chase at this point, at least in the first episode, they bring up that, he's like the star lacrosse player.
Yeah.
He's your for non-douchey prep school kids, he's the quarterback. He's the guy, that everyone looks up to on the hierarchy of the team.
Yeah.
So him turning around and stopping something, it's not like it really is, stupidity.
Yeah. That they have no remorse for what they almost did.
No, they don't, because
Ridiculous.
they were douchebags, and instead of, making it come to light, so they're ostracized, he's ostracizing himself because he's kind of slow. But that actually, honestly, if they kept Chase, the character he was in the comics, this storyline would not piss me off so much. Because he was more brawn than brain. Whereas in this, they've shown that he's, totally brainy, but brawny too.
Yeah.
So it's one of those flip side things.
Yeah.
Anything else? I can't think of anything.
I think we've touched on everything. That's pretty
We've
much
touched on everything,
the
and
episode.
hey, we kept this under a half hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, come back tomorrow for number 5, or maybe not tomorrow, maybe the day after.
Yeah, a couple days. Give a couple more episodes.
We're trying to do this a couple days in a row, or a couple days, because they do come out semi-differently. I don't know. I never liked Hulu originals because of their release cycle. But let us know in the comments below what you think the next show we should talk about is. Be it Riverdale, be it Arrow, Flash, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., if you really want to get me bitching. No, I'm sorry, Inhumans, if you really want to get me bitching. We will probably be doing one for Cloak and Dagger when that comes out, but that's because I am the biggest Cloak and Dagger fan, born after 1990. They really didn't have anything good, which actually ties in with Runaways, because there was a really good Cloak and Dagger arc in Runaways. Anyways, with that, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and please look at our Patreon. It helps us out. It helps my kids out. Don't you want to help my children? But it helps us out to get some of these done. It'll definitely make it easier for me to get binging on comics out, which once I record it, I can do that. Next one will be a general universal look at the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic IDW line of comics. I wrote it like 3 years ago. Yes, a lot of what I'm going to be doing lately, like for binging on comics and whatnot, have been written in the past. Mainly because this laptop only has the stuff I had when I last archived everything. Anyways, so please do all that. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. I mentioned the Patreon. So I'm the Archivist. She's not. And please stay golden inklings.